What's up, YouTube? Welcome back. So, in this video, I just want to talk about the recent update with the whole DaniLeigh, Yellow Bone song situation, and just tell you my thoughts and opinions about that. Um, for those of you who don't know, DaniLeigh recently came out and she did a live stream where she, apologized to the people who may have been offended by her song and the lyrics of her song. And I find this apology to be really interesting because before she did this live stream apology, she issued or, published a number of tweets pretty much saying that it's not a big deal, you know, chill, right? Of course, not in those exact words, but ultimately that was the spirit of her message. Chill out, right? But for some reason, she felt the need to come through and give a more sincere apology, if you will. And I wonder why that is. And I think that may be because someone may have came to her, or either she realized that, hey, black women are the ones who are really, supporting you. Because, let's keep it real. Like, non-black people, I don't really think are supporting DaniLeigh that much, right? Even her own group of people, non-black Latinos, aren't even supporting her that much. She's getting some clout from black men, especially the baby at the moment. But even still, like black men ain't gonna be coming through and really supporting like that, but black women do. And that was like almost in a way like career suicide to come through and present a song like this. And as well, it does kind of reflect DaniLeigh's either her ignorance to her fan base or either her disregard of her fan base, right? And personally, I wasn't familiar with DaniLeigh until like pretty much she got with the baby. Before then, I didn't know who she was. So really, she should have just continued to ride off of that clout that she was getting from being with the baby. But she wanted to try and take it a step further for some reason. Some people felt that she was throwing shots at the baby's baby mama. I'm not sure. That could be part of it too. And also, people felt like or feel like DaniLeigh is too comfortable, which I completely agree with that. She is way too comfortable in black spaces, black ADOS spaces, since we want to start talking about folks who are ADOS versus non-ADOS. And, you know, oh, that's not our problem. We didn't do that. That was non-ADOS, right? So this chick, because some people gonna come through. I know somebody gonna come through and be like, she black, she just light skinned, she mixed. And I'm like, what exactly is black to you? Because I find that to be a bit odd. And DaniLeigh, her situation is she would be probably at most a fourth black. So a fourth black versus a fourth non-black, right? And as well, I don't even see any much blackness expressed in her phenotype. Not when she puts on bronzer, when she curls up her hair, when she contours her lips, etc. Not then, but I'm talking about naturally, right? So, you know, folks are just so apt to open up the door for blackness to be anything, especially when it comes to these, quote unquote exoticals, these exotical women coming through, right? But let's move on to the next situation here, because there's some things in her apology I kind of want to speak on and touch on. And she said, like, she didn't mean to bash another skin tone, you know? But, the purpose of the song, or like the message of the song, was that the yellow bone option is what he prefers, what he wants, right? Yellow bone is what he want, what he want, what he want. Lemon head is what he need, what he need, what he need. Lemon head on her knees, on her knees, on her knees. Lemon head begging please, begging please, begging please. Lemon head, lemon head begging for some clout, clout, clout. Lemon head screaming shout. So, you know, DaniLeigh coming through, and that was the song she came through with, being a bad yellow bone lemon head, right? And of course, folks got offended by the song, right? And she said that she didn't mean to bash another skin tone. And to be fair, in the song, she wasn't like straight up bashing another skin tone. She didn't say like, oh, he don't want that skin tone, he want this skin tone. But it was implied. That was the thing. I think it was implied that she was putting one skin tone over the other as that being the option or the pick. And it was like, why? Why? Why did she feel the need to do that? And I think she may have gotten to a point where she was feeling so comfortable and she was feeling herself. And plus, after B. Simone done gassed her up so much, she was like, shit, I look good. I'm a yellow bone. I'm a lemon head. That's what's up. And again, yellow bone isn't really a term that Dominicans use. That's like an African American term. So she got the term from somewhere being associated with African American folks, especially African American men. That's probably who were definitely calling her a yellow bone, right? And some people gonna come through and be like, nah, that was them foreign black men. They wasn't ADOS, they foreign black men. We ain't do that. We don't do that. No. All right, let's just stop that. And she also said that she never saw herself as privileged because of her skin tone. Maybe, maybe not. But by the way that she acts, at least as of recent, what I'm seeing, it seems like she may feel that she is privileged in some way because of her skin tone. I could be wrong. Right? And she also says she doesn't see or look at skin color. And I find that to be very disingenuous and dishonest, because this whole song revolves around skin tone and a yellow bone skin tone being the pick. But you don't see skin tone though, and you don't see skin tone, or I don't know, that doesn't make sense, because we're having this whole conversation because of you emphasizing and highlighting a particular skin tone and it being interpreted as you putting that skin tone over other skin tones. But that's what DaniLeigh gotta say, right? She don't see skin tone. I don't see myself as a yellow bone. I don't see you as a brown bone. We all beautiful. All skin tones matter. Sure do. Sure do. My skin tone better. All skin tones matter though. Yeah, but he went over. Yeah, yellow bone though. He just sure do. My skin tone, your skin tone, all our skin tones are beautiful, but mine's the best. Right? So now she's going to she don't see skin tone. She don't see skin color. This sound like, a certain group of folks, I'm talking about, who be all like, I don't see color, right? And I'm just like, so you don't see any type of color, right? And she also in the apology said that, again, she doesn't see skin tone, and that, she doesn't have anything against darker skinned folks. And she said, she's dating a whole chocolate man, right? She had to catch herself because she was about to say a whole chocolate N, referring to the baby, which she was a little comfortable with that too. But that's what the baby likes probably. He probably likes when she calls him her chocolate N, you know. But then she cleaned it up and said her chocolate man. She could have called him a chocolate king, but I guess DaniLeigh, she ain't at that point. She ain't at that point where she gonna be calling the baby a king. I guess not yet. Maybe it may come, maybe it may not come. But I do know that, like, a lot of times these women, they kind of have open, more overt animosity, colorism towards darker skinned women, while when it comes to the men that they're with, it's more covert. It's not, it's a lot more subtle, right? They're not so quick to express that animosity. And because they're getting something from the dudes as well. But then again, they're getting something from some of these women with support, but it's a little bit different though with that. Because I think they see the women as like the competition. So it's like, I gotta, set myself apart from this competition over here, and I gotta let the competition know what's up, right? Um, but yeah, so because of her internalized colorism, whatever you want to call it, she's probably not going to be referring to her man, the baby, as a chocolate king. Unless, she just is trying to pander, you know. Um, and she also said chocolate too, which is somewhat fetishizing. And I think for her, I think fetishizing him and relating him to chocolate is more palatable than just saying dark skin. That could be a bit of a stretch, but I think there is some truth in that, right? And she also mentioned her dark skinned friends. I don't know how good of friends that they are with each other, but she mentioned her dark skinned friends. I don't know if they're male dark skinned friends or female dark skinned friends or a mixture of both, but she mentioned them as well. So, you know, she's now pulling out the, oh, I have dark skinned friends. I can't be colorist. I'm with a chocolate man. I can't be colorist. Look, y'all, I got a chocolate fan. I can't be colorist. If you have a fan made of chocolate, you can't be colorist against a dark skinned person. I love Snickers, like for real. I love Milky Way bars. I love Hershey Kisses. Like, you can't be colorist if you love all that chocolate. Like, seriously, guys, chill, right? And, that's her defense. That's at least a part of her defense. Like, hey, this is the dude she's with, and these are her friends. She ain't colorist. She don't see color. I don't think I'm better than anybody. I sure don't. I don't think I'm better than you. I don't think so. I know I am. Right? But, you know, she felt the need to come through with this apology because she knows she was going to get canceled and that was going to affect her money. And she knows, or someone reminded her or let her know that her fan base is like black women are a big part of her fan base, or at least potential fan base, right? So, she had to come through and kind of do some damage control and clean some things up, right? Um, and also, back to the baby for a minute. The baby, again, he could have shut this situation down really quick, but he decided to come through and pretty much co-sign it. That's something to point out. Yeah. And also somebody pointed out too, like, DaniLeigh could potentially have a dark-skinned daughter if she has a kid with the baby, you know. Especially when these folks just be saying like the black gene is dominant, the black seed, you are the seed of your father, right? She could have a dark-skinned daughter. And again, where is the concern at for the potential dark-skinned daughter that could come from this union and what she could be subjected to, as well? Where is the concern for the baby's current dark-skinned daughter? Where is that concern at? You know, the concern only, comes up when it's the dark-skinned women. And even then, it doesn't really come up unless the dark-skinned women are swirling, because if the dark-skinned women are with dark-skinned men who may or may not be colorist or have colorist leanings, it still doesn't come up, right? So I really just don't think people are really concerned about the children like that, the black children, you know. Any children, whether they're black or biracial, I don't really think that folks are really concerned about that. I mean, we got a whole group of black children, you know, fully black children who are being neglected by their absentee fathers. But, that's the mom's fault because she chose wrong. You should have chose better. You can't keep a man, black woman. See, you can't keep no man because you got that attitude and all that weave in your head. If you was more busy trying to keep your man instead of picking out your next lace front wig, the community wouldn't be in this situation, black woman. The black sons would be in a better position, black woman. But no, you just too busy trying to find out who gonna be your next baby daddy, where you gonna get your next lace front wig from, and who gonna give you their stimulus check. Gold digging black woman. But I think I've said all I have to say for the moment. I think, let's see. I guess I can speak on one more thing. So for DaniLeigh and the baby, like, I feel like this situation, like DaniLeigh is using, oh, she's with the baby as like she's not colorist. But to me, I feel like that isn't really a good excuse, that isn't really a good defense. Because I feel like the reason that they're together is because they're both colorist or color struck. They're not together despite colorism or outside of colorism. They're together because of colorism, right? Um, and as well, DaniLeigh probably feels like this is a come up. She can get some clout off this relationship. She could probably get with a guy that got a decent amount of money and maybe got some connections for her in the music industry, perhaps, right? Um, so, you know, the motive and the motivation behind this relationship, I just don't think it's just a regular motive. Like, oh, we just are cool and happy and, we like each other and things like that. That could be a part of it, but there's other factors in it as well. So I just don't think that, DaniLeigh and the baby being together is like, uh, a strike against colorism. Like we took a big, blow against colorism. We took colorism down a notch. Not, in fact, it's probably the opposite. It's more like, oh, just kind of help perpetuate colorism, especially when she's coming through and saying that, oh, I'm better, or, implying that she is the pick because of her skin tone, being a bad lemon head, you know. So again, we just got to be a bit honest about that, right? And as well, we're bringing DaniLeigh to trial and making her answer, but we also got to bring up the baby because he plays a factor in this too. Well, for one, he's ushering her into the community, and as well, when she's doing something that's considered to be foul, right, by more than enough people, he's just staying silent about it. And if he does speak up, he's probably more likely to defend it and try and sweep it under the rug more than to go against it. Because he's looking out for his personal best interest, not the interest of the community, not the interest of Blackistan, not the interest of the Black Queen. No, he's looking out for the interest of himself, right? And ultimately, you know, he has a right to look out for the interest of himself. But, when it comes to black women, when black women become self-serving, you're going to hear about it. Folks going to speak up about it, right? So, we got to, not support DaniLeigh and also not support the baby too. At least for now until the baby comes out and perhaps says something that is of value and something that's significant in regards to this situation and checking the colorism. And again, that's ultimately a big part of the problem when it's like, yeah, these women may come out and say things that are foul, and then the dudes that they're with, and even the black men in general, they just fall back and don't say nothing or either try to defend it until it's something that's directed specifically at them, like how people felt like Doja Cat was. Then they'll come through and speak on it, right? Because they feel personally affected by it and personally hit to the side by it. So, we got to be honest about that too, right? Because a lot of these dudes be probably claiming to be pro-black with it, and they are. They're, pro-black man with it, not pro-black people with it, right? And as well, the women who are coming out and speaking about this situation, many of them would consider themselves to be pro-black with it. But then again, maybe not, because a lot of times the pro-black women try and kind of not touch on colorism, right? Because it's divisive. It makes me so uncomfortable to talk about colorism. It sure does. If you black, you black. Okay, and that's the end of that, right? And, I get it to an extent, as far as like, you don't want to be adding to the divide. I can understand that. And sometimes it can be difficult conversations to have, especially if perhaps you have like family members or significant others who are of different skin tones and things like that. But, if we can have conversations about, say, the racism, then we can have conversations about the colorism too. Because racism would be an external issue of the black community, while colorism would be an internal issue. And we have to be able to deal with the internal issues as well as the external issues. So I'm going to bring this video to a close. Thank you very much for watching. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments section. Until the next video, adios and goodbye for now.